A man named Mickey wakes up covered in snow after a fall that by a miracle, he managed to survive. The year is 2054 on the icy planet Niflheim. While he is trapped down here, his friend Timo finds him and descends only to take the flamethrower, saying he has to leave him behind because the rope only goes so far, and even if he dies, they will just reprint him, so it doesn't matter since he is already version 17, and leaves him. Suddenly, a creature appears and Mickey surrenders to death. The scene shifts to earlier, where Mickey states that when he dies, they always reprints him and save his data, which is placed in a new body and replanted back into his brain. This technology is banned on Earth, but can be used in outer space, where he is sent to a different planet as an expendable like him. As they travel away from Earth, they make a reprint version of him and run a test on him to see how he reacts. 4.5 years ago, Mickey had a friend he trusted and took out a loan to open a macaron store, but he was caught by loan sharks for not repaying the money. His name is Darius Blank, and they will end up like this guy if they don't bring in money soon, so they decide to leave Earth. Mickey goes to a place that allows them to travel to other planets and signs a contract for expendable without reading the details of the application, as he has no choice since he has no other skills, while Timo has secured himself a pilot position. Kai is waiting for him and guides him to the spaceship equipped with a human printer, where when he dies, he receives a new body and life within 20 hours. Mickey puts on a suit and prepares for a scan of his biodata, knowing he will always be reprinted as he is now. After the body scan, they will upload his memories as a backup, which has to be done every week. This is where Mickey's journey begins, and there in the cafeteria, Kenneth Marshall appears alongside his wife Ilfa, and everyone applaud. But someone else caught the moment for Mickey, and that is Nasha, who falls in love at first sight while Marshall mentions that due to the food shortage, they are consuming fewer calories to maximize the survival rate. Nasha has always been there for him and helps him through every obstacle he faces. Mickey as expendable is exposed to everything, including air and viruses, and when he dies, they print a new version of him, but each one is susceptible to viruses dying until they reach version 17, where they find a vaccine. Now that they can go outside, they leave to look around, exploring the place which leads them to a frozen cave. There they hear a strange sound from some creature that attacks them, so they open fire on it. They decide to retreat from there because there are even more of them, and one is above them. By accidentally shooting, ice falls on Jennifer, who dies. After this, Marshall blames Mickey because he should die as expendable, not Jennifer, who as a fertile lady can contribute to their society. Marshall thinks these new creatures are lurking for human flesh, and since they are creepy, he calls them creepers. Mickey receives a double shift as punishment to bring home a creeper sample. In that mission, the ground collapses and he falls, ending up at the beginning of the movie when he survived the fall and the creepers attack him. In fact, they don't eat him but drag him away, and he realizes he is still version 17, so maybe they leave him for the kids as food, but it seems they help him escape and save him. Mickey doesn't understand why, but he continues on his journey, finding transport back and heading to his room. There on the bed, he notices another copy of himself, and they are both surprised. They printed Mickey 18, thinking that 17 had died in that fall, so now both are alive at the same time, and multipliers are not allowed. 18 attacks its previous version, which is supposed to be dead, and the moment transfer 4 years ago, when they made the printing technology, it was prohibited to have multipliers. However, Alan exploited this to create several versions of himself for a couple of murders until the police got onto him. They argue that there can only be one soul in one body, and no more. Marshall proposes a trial printing of humans far from Earth. One per person on the planet designated as expendable X, and multiples will be arrested and executed. We return where Mickey 18 drags the previous version 17 with the aim to eliminate it and thus save himself from elimination due to the violation of the multiplier law. Mickey 17 fights for his life and doesn't want to die anymore because that would be his end since 18 has already been created. So he resists until Timo time in and they hide. Here, Timo reveals a secret rare substance that he gives to his addict friend while Mickey watches. 18 wants to intervene and dispose of him, pushing him down, while 17 stops him. As they confront each other, Nasha enters with someone and 17 hides while 18 remains and agrees with Timo not to betray him, saving him while Nasha leaves with 18 and 17 following and watching them. But they spot him here and invite for a picture as the lucky winner of the month, thus earning a private dinner with Marshall. But Mickey wants to return to his room and prevent 18 from engaging with Nasha, thinking she is with him. Meanwhile, 17 enjoys his dinner while Marshall apologizes about Jennifer's death and the things he said. Kai joins them for a dinner and Jennifer was her best friend, so they invite her to join their next expedition, as she is the perfect candidate for their program for the natural birth of a child in Niflheim. Before tasting a sauce, she wants to pray and say a few words for Jennifer, where they join by singing, uplifting her spirit. However, Mickey 17 seems to vomit and is not ready for this type of food, such as artificial meat causing a reaction of much pain. So it's the right time to test a special pain medication they've created. But the situation doesn't calm down, and Marshall decides on elimination as the only real choice while Ilfa wants to save her carpet from blood. However, Mickey suddenly says he is fine and doesn't want to die, where he lies and Kai helps him by leading him to her room. Like everyone else, she asks him what it is like to die. Unlike the others, he knows he will wake up again, so he accepts it more easily, but says he is always scared and it's awful to die. Kai moves in to kiss him, but he rejects her and turns towards Nasha, wondering how to explain that she is with 18 and that this is not him. However, Nasha doesn't worry as she waits for him and already knows that isn't him. She wants to compare them side by side, laughing as she assigns them numbers, so excited, while 17 notices that she is a bit under the influence of a substance. Nasha wants to keep both of them for herself, and in that moment, Kai arrives and witnesses the breaking of a multiplier and leaves to report it, while Nasha runs after her to stop her, but since there are now two of them, they can share them, with Kai taking 17 and Nasha taking 18, where she disagrees as they are both the same Mickey to her. Meanwhile, 18 learns how poorly they hosted 17 at dinner, and he did nothing in his defense, so he takes a gun and wants to kill Marshall himself, where everyone follows to stop him while Marshall leads his show with the rock where all their names will be inscribed and forever remembered as a symbolic monument to Niflheim. At that moment, a creeper appears from the rock, and the entire team prepares to catch it while the others flee to the side, and 17 joins in allowing them to capture it. While in the meantime, 18 takes a gun and fires a shot that grazes Marshall's cheek, who is surprised, and as he approaches the rock, another creeper emerges attacking his face and Marshall orders them to shoot and kill it while the other creeper is captured. Now both Mickeys are prisoners along with Nasha due to the breach of contract about multipliers, and 17 states that they wouldn't be here if the creeper had eaten him. It saved him, meaning they don't present a threat to humanity. Suddenly, Timo joins them, wanting to film a video to send back to Earth for Darius Blank for entertainment to record a death and slice the person into 13 pieces, and he must do all this for Darius to let him live. So Timo orders to hit 17 with a taser and capture him for his purposes, while 18 intervenes and says they should take him and cut him up and asks Timo for undiluted oxygen as his last wish before execution. Timo orders a friend to give him his and 18 attacks him, so they all escape as a team while Nasha takes a chainsaw, furious at Timo to cut him up, while 17 tells her not to do it. However, security arrives and takes them away, where they see a whole army of creepers surrounding them, likely due to the baby creeper in their midst, and one of the doctors works to enable communication between humans and creepers by recording their sounds. They take the creeper to Ilfa, who cuts off its tail and puts it in a blender for sauce. And then Marshall joins them and asks Mickey 18 to pay him back for the scratch on his face. After this, he takes the brick that holds their memories and wants to permanently erase it so that there will be no more reprints. Once he erases the memory, their bodies will follow, and Nasha defends Mickey, saying he should be kept even though she also has violations in collaboration, as well as attempted murder with a chainsaw. Also, there is a bigger problem, a war brewing outside with the creepers, and Nasha states that it will cost them a lot of energy and calories, and they don't have much food. Plus, they saved one of them, Mickey 17. Marshall finds it funny that they didn't eat him because he is probably of bad taste. The doctor interrupts, saying that the creepers are intelligent beings, and they can communicate with them, so they are working on a translator to enable that, which he doesn't want, calling them aliens, while Nasha interjects, saying that Marshall and everyone else here are the aliens because they attacked the creepers who had been here before them. Marshall gets angry and throws the baby creeper he is holding, so Nasha keeps it, disabling her to continue talking. The others notice how Marshall abuses his workers and records it with his glasses. Ilfa interjects, saying that they can use the Mickeys before killing them, and sends them on a mission outside to chop off 100 tails of creepers, and the winner will live while the loser will die. They cannot escape because if they press this button, they will both die. They prepare, and the doctor gives the translator to Mickey 17 to enable communication with the creepers, while Marshall and his wife watch this mission on the screen. Meanwhile, they don't take the tails from the creepers but tell them to flee because they will be killed with lethal gas if they remain here while successfully communicating with the translator. The creeper says they are angry because one baby was killed and they want another one back called Zoko, and if he dies, the creepers will kill them all. Mickey 17 signals Nasha to bring the baby to the creepers, while Marshall wants to come out and give a message before he sprays the gas. In the meantime, the creeper also states that peace can only exist if they bring baby Zoko back alive and one of the humans dies, as one of their babies died, so to make it even. While this is happening, Nasha attacks Ilfa and demands free passage to take the baby to its mother outside to stop this. As Marshall approaches to find the mother creeper to speak to, they blend together and camouflage, so Marshall now doesn't know which one is the real one and opts for destruction instead of dialogue, but again doesn't know which one is the mother until Mickey 18 joins the herd, attacking Marshall, while Nasha takes the baby to its mother, and 18 sacrifices himself by pressing the button and killing himself and Marshall, signifying a sacrifice and peace between humans and creepers. After this success, a peace ceremony follows, where Nasha steps up as a member of the commission to abolish the expendable material program, ensuring there will be no more printing, and thanks Mickey, presenting him with a remote to burn the human printer and permanently erase him from memory.